Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com. SoFloRadio.com presents CEOMANSHIP, becoming a leader in today's business world, with your host, Steve Gordon, CEO of Gordon Partnership Group, an international business consulting firm specializing in CEO bootcamp, sales team training, as well as client growth and retention. Visit GordonPartnershipGroup.com. Gordon Partnership Group. Your success is our business. And now, here's your host, Steve Gordon.
Unbelievable. What a day. Maybe one of the best
beautiful
days we've
day.
had. Hey, George.
How you doing, Steve?
I've never been better.
We're getting recorded every kind of way.
We are. You know what? For those of you who are watching, I am not taking a selfie. By the way, I'm Steve Gordon, and this is CEOMANSHIP on SoFlo Radio and SoFloTelevision.com. And today's topic is video marketing. So, George, say hello.
Is it hello? Is it a video selfie?
This is a Velfie, yes.
A Velfie? Let's copyright that.
There
quickly.
you go. So, everybody who's going to watch this video later, thanks for tuning in to CEOMANSHIP. I guess we'll render that during the commercial break. But anyway, wow.
You have to use a boiler to render that?
I might.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I have been thinking, as I always do before the show, and I think to myself, what is it that we should talk about this Monday? And it occurred to me that over the last couple of days, I have spent an inordinate amount of time looking at videos. I had to change some filters in the air conditioning handler.
It's all there now.
Right. That's my point.
Everything. Change the battery on my iPhone.
It actually does it for you?
The video, yeah, the arms reach out. No, but I had to use my own arms.
There you go.
The video teaches you how. Everything's there.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, I changed the filters on my air conditioning handler up in the attic. That was interesting. But so I just typed in the name of the air conditioning because it's a new house. And then what else did I have to do? Oh, I bought a video camera. And I was trying to figure. Yes, we'll talk about that one because the people see you're the purist. And
I'm in here.
You're the radio guy, and you say to me, "I don't want cameras in the studio."
I fought against it.
I know, and then you point to something and go that one, as though the listeners are going to have any clue what you're talking about.
What a horrible, horrible hypocrite I am with the
you
visuals.
Are. So yeah, so I bought this video camera, and it's very cool. We'll talk about it in a little bit. And I was trying to figure out how to actually connect it to the monitor so that I could see while I was recording.
Is that the monitor?
Oh, gosh. For those of you just listening right now, George is just having a little fun. And so about 3 or 4 times this weekend, I realized that my search engine of choice was no longer the G one, but the Y one, so YouTube. And it's amazing.
Taken over.
It's crazy that you can literally, there's nothing you can't find.
Even you're on there.
I am. They let anybody in.
Who
was it who said, let's see how much you know about everything? Because you do know a lot about everything, but I don't know the answer. I can't remember. But who was it who said I would never be a member of a club that would have me as a member?
I would never don't want to belong to the kind of club that would have someone like me as a member. That sounds like a Groucho Marx.
Well, all right. So those of you who are
I'm
listening right now live, if you feel like tweeting or texting and correcting us, that's fine. If not, we'll go with your answer. But meanwhile, that's how I feel like, YouTube, they got my videos on there, so I don't want to watch it anymore. So, yeah, today I want to talk a lot about the power of videos and video marketing. Here's a couple of statistics that I found really interesting. Number 1, videos increase people's understanding of your product or service by 74%.
Wow.
Now, I just mentioned YouTube. YouTube is now the number 2 search engine in the world. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean,
you got all your music on there even. It's like, hey, what's that song? It's on YouTube.
You know what's amazing? That it wasn't that long ago. I mean, in our lifetimes, there was no such thing as YouTube.
Right.
I mean, not even, 10 years, 15? I think they just celebrated their 10th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know life anymore without YouTube.
That's right.
You're being very serious today.
I'm serious show.
So here,
despite my best efforts,
1/3 of all online activity now is spent watching some type of video. The average internet user is exposed to an average of 32.2 videos in a month. I think that's low.
I think that's low too. I don't think they're taking it all into account.
Yeah, like how many times they watch this show.
Right, and just the chain reaction where they watch, one video leads you to another video.
Right. Yeah, well, we're going to talk actually about that. That was very good. There's a good lead in that I didn't even have you lead me into.
Foreshadowing there, we call it.
Boom, boom. Yeah, so every day, all of you who are watching this and many others watch 100 million.
Wow.
Online. Every day, 100 million internet users watch at least one video. How's that? 50% of all users watch business-related videos on YouTube at least once a week.
How do you like that?
You.
So there you are.
There's my listeners right there. Thank you for contributing to that number. 75% of users visit a marketer's website after watching a video. So if you aren't using videos, I'm going to go through some more of these numbers if those weren't strong enough, right?
Right.
I've got the hands going now, right? If those weren't strong enough statistics, think about it. If you're not using videos to promote your company, and you know that 75% of the people that will visit your website after watching a video, that should be a huge wake-up call. 75% of executives, those of you who are watching this show predominantly, 75% of executives watch work-related videos on business websites at least once a week. I think that number's low too.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you. I mean, I watch videos on business sites all the time.
With the little embed there, just
right, exactly. The little embed, it's right there. You just click the button and you listen. And you know what? Look, the bottom line is that you want to appeal to people's multiple sensory options, right?
Right.
So some people like to read, some people are visual, some people are auditory. So if you could appeal to all of that, and we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes, more foreshadowing. An average user spends 16, almost 17 minutes watching online video ads every month.
Despite our best efforts.
Despite your best efforts, but that's pretty powerful.
Sure.
Considering that what happens, right? You get on television, and the minute you see a commercial, you either change the station, mute the audio, or you have a TiVo-type device, and you just skip past the ads. So it is very important for people trying to sell a product to figure out how to get their message in your face.
Sure.
And so when you have a clever video, and the thing about video on the internet is that you're not stuck with 15, 30, or 60 seconds. And you can get a little different. You can get, you don't have to be, you can be a little crazy depending on what the website is that you're advertising on and the audience.
Don't tell me to get crazy.
Risque, as they say. But you know what? But also, you could do what appears to be an advertorial. In the sense that you could have a commercial, but it doesn't look like a commercial because you're doing sort of a training type video that you put up on a website or your site. And again, a lot of this we're going to get into much more detail. 80% of internet users remember the video ads they watched online. 80. Think about that. Think about the recall of a print ad. Think about the recall of just, how many people remember your ad when they're flipping through, the local Palm Beach Post, so to say. No offense, Palm Beach Post. All right, 80%. 26% of internet users look for more information after watching a video ad. 1 in 4. A little more.
Good.
I do. I mean, I went over these statistics, and as I was doing my homework for today's show, and I thought about myself, and I am right in there with all these people. I mean, if I look at a video and I'm interested, I go right to that website, or I go to look for more information, perhaps another video or online reviews. But absolutely, that video is what sparks my attention, so to say. And that's not easy to do.
It's not.
No.
It's not what you said when I jumped out from behind that bush at you.
Well, crazy. 22% of internet users visit the website named in the video ad they viewed, which is, again, sort of similar to what we were saying. After visiting a video ad, 12% of viewers purchase the specific product featured in the ad. That's 1 out of 8.
That's a great return.
You tell me where you get that kind of return on other type of media, like print ad.
No.
You
No
don't.
way.
No. And you know what? There's no trackability. That's the beauty of online advertising and video ads and video blogging and all that stuff. You can track every single click, every step, where they go, where they came from. Guys, if we're not using videos, please, I'm gonna give you some tips today on how to start. Start simply, start easily, start using your phone, a little camera. It doesn't matter. You know what? People prefer.
That's reminding me.
Thanks for reminding me. Turn your phone
Turn
off.
my phone off.
Mine's off. There we go. Let me keep rolling here. Website visitors are 64% more likely to buy a product at an online retail store after watching a video, which makes sense.
Sure.
And that's why you should be advertising on CEOMANSHIP if you have an online store, because our viewers, our listeners, right? They're watching, they're listening, they're already online, whether it's on their desktop at work, if they're listening live, or their iPhone, iPad,
They're
Android,
on their phone, right? Absolutely.
on their phone. You got that new system set up, make that beautiful.
You know what else you can do on your phone?
What?
Read a book.
You can.
I read a book recently on my phone.
Are we going somewhere?
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you, but
You
you just reminded me
That's okay.
that I read a book recently on my phone during the cool down period of my roller skating session yesterday.
Must have been a very, very long book.
It was a very long book.
Speaking of books,
Yeah.
did you download my book file? Did you read my book?
That. Coincidentally,
Yes.
yes, and now I can't get the image of toilet paper coming out of this guy's nose.
For those of you who haven't downloaded my latest book,
That's what I took away from that. Yeah.
you can download my book right now. It's free, and you can do it by going to CEOistic.com. And just give us your email address and name so we know where to give you access. And then you'll understand why George was talking about toilet paper coming out of the guy's nose.
Giant nose of toilet paper.
Mr. Sharma.
Mr. Sharma. And now, they sell, I don't know if you've seen them, tissue dispensers in the shape of a nose. You know, how clever, like that. Now I want a toilet tissue dispenser in the shape of a nose.
Please don't give away any more.
It's not the end. That's not the end.
It's not the end. But please go download that book. You'll understand
plot.
exactly what George is talking about. Real estate, if you are a real estate professional and you're not using videos, shame on you. Real estate listings with videos receive 403% more inquiries than those with just photos alone.
Now you tell me.
Well, did you sell your house?
No.
Well, go take a video.
It's in North Carolina.
So call a friend.
Not any minute soon. I don't have any friends.
All right, hire someone. Local kid, Craigslist. Click-through rates, meaning the people who actually respond and take action, are 2 to 3 times greater when there's a video in your marketing email.
Okay.
So in other words, if you're sending email to do email marketing, right, whether you're using something like MailChimp or Aweber or any of those email services, which we could talk about. We should do a show on email marketing. Remind me.
Yes, please.
But click-through rates, meaning people who actually take action during your email, are 2 to 3 times greater if there's a video in that ad. So, are you using videos right now, Georgie?
No, not right at the moment, but I'm feeling very inspired. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who makes fine videos.
You do?
I do.
Well, we should get on that. Wow, in my notes are my parking pass for Sunfest for this weekend that I did not ever get to. Did you go to Sunfest?
I did not.
So, this is a big deal here in Palm Beach. I didn't realize how big a deal it was.
I didn't. I don't know either because, I'm down here south of the border.
Okay, so not to digress, let's talk a little bit about video marketing. So, I would suggest the first thing, if you own a cell phone, which obviously you all do, and it's going to be a smartphone for most of our business executives, I would believe.
I would hope.
I would hope too. So, you could take videos right on your cell phone. I really believe that for the preponderance of our viewers and listeners, people would prefer to see something that is just homemade than a big production, especially if it's a very quick video. And so, go ahead, start by doing something. And that's sort of lesson number 1. I'm going to give you a handful of tips. And the first one I want to say is just get started. Practice, try, do something. It doesn't matter. Keep them short, have a message, but get started on something. And I would say, why not now? Just make a good point and deliver what I would consider to be content that your audience, whoever they are, would find of interest and certainly value. Google, a while back, came out with something they call search stories.
Okay.
And so this is something else you can do. So if you're a little bit, sort of ishy, as we say, about videos, and you're not ready to sort of put your own face or yourself on the video, you've got some options. So Google search stories allow you to sort of show viewers sort of the best online stories, and you can search for them. And you can see them there. So I actually had not been aware of that, and so I started doing some research over the weekend, and it's amazing what you can find. And these are people's personal stories.
Okay.
And now Google has something else that I found really interesting. And some of you, again, I apologize if you're using these and I'm telling you this is great, but for me this was exciting because once you go to the Google search stories, they will actually take your information and they can create videos for you without you even having to do anything.
Wow.
So if you're uploading, for example, your photographs and your videos constantly to Google, right, through Google Plus, then Google, if you give them permission, will sort of take a scramble of your photographs, but what they'll do is they'll actually figure out, don't ask me how, this is Google, right?
Yeah.
Sort of relevant videos and relevant photographs
Ooh.
and put them together.
Using face recognition technology, I'm sure.
Could
Something,
be.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. So I you know me, I don't love to sort of give up my privacy, but I felt like for the listening audience, I ought to do this. So I did decide to subscribe, and I want to see what comes out of these videos. But I watched other people's sort of some demos, and they were really interesting. And so if you're not sure, you want to just kind of play around with some videos, and then there's some techniques we're going to talk about a little bit that can allow you to sort of merge even those into other videos that could become product videos or advertising videos.
So your Google Plus presence is very fleshed out, shall we say? You use it a lot more than Facebook?
I don't.
Okay,
I
because I don't either. I mean, I just started. It's like like family members are on there, That's where we post the family pictures, but we could do more.
We could,
Yeah.
and maybe we should. So, yeah, here's another thing. Sometimes we're not the best people to be what I would say is the face of the company. If you're a little bit shy.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean is this, George.
Are you saying I'm ugly?
No, I did not say you have a face for radio. What I did say is that sometimes if maybe you don't want to be the person on the screen, or maybe you don't feel comfortable.
It's because you're hiding from the law.
Could be that too. Never mind. I better not share that story on the radio. But I had an interesting story that reminded me of. But every company typically has like a corporate somebody that's just like your cheerleader. You're the person that just, no matter where they go, they talk about your corporation, or it could be a customer. And so use that person perhaps as your video spokesperson. Because if they've got the energy and the excitement and they want to do it and you don't, because you just don't feel comfortable for whatever reason, so find somebody that would like to do it and is good at it, and let them get out there and pump you up, as they say. Right? So it could be somebody in the office, and maybe it's just somebody who has the right smile.
Sure. Smiles are good.
Well, it certainly
Not
is
like
for camera.
mine.
Oh, you have a nice smile, George.
Oh, shucks.
There you go. Here's the other thing. A lot of people start publishing videos. Like they'll get excited, right? And they go, all right, let me go. And then they go, wait a minute. Now I got to do another one. What am I going to talk about? It's very important that you are consistent. All right. And so don't look at them as a hurdle or a mountain that you have to climb every single day. Just start publishing on a consistent basis, whether it's once a week, a few times a week, short little videos every day, if that's your thing. And again, I would tell you, don't worry about what camera you use. Start with your iPhone if you have one, or your Android if you have an Android phone.
Sure.
And again, in some ways, I believe that we are a voyeuristic society, which is why more of you watch this show than listen to it, because they're waiting for us to do something.
They can't wait.
Right, it's
fall
like,
down,
right, knock over the water bottle,
yeah,
right, exactly,
and it happens. By the way, that's what the appeal of doing it live.
Not on my show.
No, not yet. Just wait.
Yeah, there was the jinx, right?
Be an asteroid or something.
But I've watched some of those other crazy shows on SoFlo Radio.
You never know what's
on
going to
television,
right?
and
The dog jumps up on the table. It's madness.
Well, you know what? The other shows have like 92 people. It's like a circus car.
Sometimes
I've seen shows. I know the size of this studio. Now I know to you watching today, this looks like the Taj Mahal.
Sure,
but it's
an auditorium. No.
But it's
cozy.
It's cozy, but it's not that good. But some of these, the Friday shows,
they pack them in. Yeah.
I swear, I feel like everybody's like the entire family. Come on down. We're doing a show today. Aunt Effie, haven't seen you. Don't even know your name. All right, come on down.
There's no stopping them. I gave up. Just everybody pile on in. That's all right. We'll sit lapsies.
But the point I'm trying to make is this: that don't worry about editing those videos. I filmed a video last night. Those of you who are following me on either Facebook,
I'm just
Gordon
following
Partnership,
you.
Or follow Steve Gordon.
Yeah, I'm just like stalking.
You could stalk Steve. I should take that domain. Or some of you on Instagram, you saw that I just filmed something. The sun was going down, and I was on the beach, and I just did a quick 15-second video because that's how long Instagram gives you before cutting you off, and it was just to promote today's show. And my hair wasn't like perfectly coiffed.
I don't know.
I'm wearing like a t-shirt because I was going out to walk on the beach. I'd come back from somewhere. I don't even remember where I was yesterday. Oh, playing hockey. I had an early hockey game, a 5:30 game, and Lori said, "I'll tell you what, it's still a little bit light out. Why don't you, instead of coming home, I'll meet you at the beach with the dogs." And she packed a little picnic and a bottle of wine and something to eat and the dogs. And I figured I got there a couple minutes first, so I just kind of pimped today's show on a 15-second video. And I wasn't exactly looking like Dapper Dan, but it didn't matter because that's where I was at the moment.
The audience likes it real.
That is exactly right. And the important thing is to get your message out and get it out there right away. And 15 seconds in some ways, the limit of Instagram is good because you got to get it out fast. Sure. Boom, and then you're done. I'm one take. That's it. If it doesn't, oh well. I like to be real. I want my audience to know who I am, good, bad, or indifferent. You could add something.
I'm acknowledging. I was going to put on these glasses that you left in order to be real. Don't be like George.
Oh,
wearing the fake glasses. These are yours.
Those are not mine.
You left these here,
and you took the glass out.
I took the glass out. So now
I left glasses here, smart. And you poked out my.
Well, one of the eyepieces fell out, and I poked the other one out because I didn't need the monocle. But this makes me look smart, don't you think?
You do
smarter.
Look smarter,
yeah.
So we talked about being transparent, right? And I believe in all sincerity. Whether it's on this show or doing a video blog or writing, but especially when you're speaking to your audience, just be yourself, all right? And your video communication, if you just have your personality come across, because look, people, not everybody may love you, George, but those who do love you because of who you are.
I hate those people that don't love me.
Yeah, me too. The ones that don't love you. But you know what? When your personality and your honesty and all that comes across, it can really help sell your business because people want to know who you. People, again, I go back to that whole voyeuristic society. We watch. Why do you watch reality TV? Maybe you don't personally.
Guilty. I mean, not as much as I used to, but certainly,
Of course, because we want to see all of it,
Yeah.
You want to feel the emotions. You want to see which bachelorette gets booted off in the final, who didn't get that rose. And then you go, oh, God, why didn't he pick her?
Sure.
Or vice versa. If you're my wife, looking at the two studs on the TV going, oh, I'd marry him. I'm like, hello, yeah, married. Anyway, but,
we do like reality.
We do. And so let your reality come across. and build a fan base. Share all these videos everywhere you can, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or Dig or Facebook or any of those things. But make sure that your videos are going everywhere, so that and ask your audience to share your videos with their audience. That's
especially like on Facebook, like share.
Yeah, hit that share button. All right. Here's another thing we ought to do: include other people. I know. I learned this lesson very early just on this radio show. When I have a guest, one of the things that I hope is that guest will share the fact that he or she is going to be on the show with their counterparts, with their followers, so to say, with their customers. And I can see a huge bump of new subscribers to my email list. I get to see a huge bump in video views, typically, because if that person after the show takes the video clip and puts it on their website or their social media site, then we're doubling our audience, hopefully. And so use other people, include other people. Don't say, listen, in exchange for doing this, you got to do this, because that's kind of sleazy.
Yeah.
But you could say to somebody, look, we'll give you a copy of the show, and hopefully you'll be proud of what we put together, and you'll put it up on your website or your social media, and that would be great. We'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it, and I'll do the same thing for you.
I appreciate you sharing. That's all.
I like that. Here's the other thing: when you include other people, right, and you have something of value, it can go well beyond. Because if I share, let's say you're my guest on the show and you put it up on your Facebook page, and then somebody on that show thinks, wow, George was great on this show, and they want to share it with their friends because they go, at 3 minutes and 22 seconds, George said something really funny. And so that person shares, and that's how you create that sort of viral following. And remember, at some point you start to lose track, hopefully, of where that video went.
It could have been you saying something funny too. I just want to say.
Well, that's a given.
All right, right.
My audience already understands that I'm the funny one here.
You're the funny guy, right?
But we have to feel sorry for you, and so we make you feel.
Thank you.
Good.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the sympathy.
Yeah, that's okay. The other thing is to do shout-outs. I'm looking forward, for example, to Nick Vujicic coming into the studio at some point, and we had Tom Hopkins come here recently, as other folks. Gene Marks was on, and remember John and Keena Jackson?
Yes, I do.
We've had a lot of great people,
that was
and so all of those folks, I'm not going to call them and go, hey, post me on your page because I just mentioned your name, but I might mention that I mentioned them on the show today, and do with it what you may. And of course, interviews, as we talked about, are always a great way. So again, but don't force people. Don't make it like a, hey, I'll get you on my show, wink, wink, but you gotta pimp me out too.
Sure, you could just put like when you send them the email link, remember to share, underneath. That's
exactly.
I see that all the time, so that's
right now. People are getting more savvy to that whole point. George, it's that time. We got to take a little commercial break in a second. But before that, let me remind everybody they're listening to CEOMANSHIP on SoFlo Radio and Television.com.
More CEOMANSHIP with Steve Gordon next on SoFloRadio.com.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Strawberry patching smoothie.
Get your hands off me.
Huh?
I said don't touch me.
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bubba, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
The most important online
See?
radio station.
It's easier than ever to listen to SoFlo. On the air and everywhere. On any computer, any mobile device, iPhone, iTouch, and anywhere you are, just hit SoFloRadio.com. Tell your friends about South Florida's radio network, SoFloRadio.com.
Now, back to CEOMANSHIP with Steve Gordon on SoFloRadio.com.
So we're talking about the power of video
Yes, we are.
and how to grow your business and the fact that people love videos. And it's not to say they don't like to read, but realistically, there's a reason that YouTube is the number 2 search engine and growing. So if you want to step up a little bit from your iPhone, I went out the other day and I bought this. This is a Sony Action Cam, and it's what they call a mini kit bundle.
Okay,
right?
because this is the part of the show I've been waiting for here. You've just been teasing me with that technology.
Yeah,
over
well,
there.
you know what? This is a great little product, and it competes with the GoPro. I like this particular product for a couple of reasons. And in here, you get in the box, it comes with the little selfie stick, so you can actually sit there and video yourself.
Sure, which is a great Christmas present, by the way.
A selfie stick?
Yeah, I gave one out, and the guy loves it. He beats his dog with it. Everything.
Oh,
just,
don't
just
say that.
kidding, of course.
He's kidding.
I'm kidding.
All right. And then I went out and I bought this
Oh, I have one
little
of those.
tripod, right? This is a
With
tiny
the
tripod.
You can clamp that onto things.
Yes, you can. Right, it's like I forget what they call it, but it clamps on it.
I don't know.
So yeah, that
claw.
works. It's a claw, right? So and then this particular unit, what I like about it also is that it comes with a waterproof case,
Okay, I see
right?
that.
So you can if you're out there in the rain, or you want to video yourself underwater for some reason or whatever it is.
I can think of lots of reasons
Right.
to video you underwater.
And I don't want to ask any of them. And this is a little camera. It's tiny. For those of you listening, it's smaller than the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
But it's very cool because you can actually
It's about the size of a
broadcast
fat
live.
cigarette lighter. I've seen cigarette lighters.
Yeah, it does.
that
You know, it
size,
looks like those little
like
torches
a
for a cigar.
torch. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's exactly right. And then this is a Sony product.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then it comes with this receiver that wirelessly connects to the video camera. So if you're filming something and you can't see what you're filming because the camera's behind you or at an angle, you can either have this little on your wrist, this little receiver, or it's a monitor basically, or you can have it in front of you. So you could look at what you're recording.
Like on your bicycle, if you're doing
you could
that.
do that. Or, for example, here's
camera on
another
your helmet.
shameless plug. Lori, my wife Lori, who is the founder of the SimplyLoriGordon.com, Simply Lori Gordon brand, we're in the process now of putting together a cooking show. And you can actually have 5 of these little cameras and control them through this little handheld monitor. So I can set up
You can switch.
cameras in different positions around the kitchen, for example, where she'll be cooking. And you're so funny. Like you're just like a little kid
just
playing
do-
with the gadgets. That's okay though. See how much fun this is?
This is fun.
And so you can attach up to 5 cameras to this little monitor. And so, for example, Lori could have the monitor at the the front of the stove, or maybe just on top of maybe the hood behind the stove. And then she could be looking at it, and she could actually control the cameras, or I can control the cameras while we're filming the show.
This is all very RoboCop.
It's very RoboCop. So you know what? For about $300, I think it was about $320. I got everything, all this
Nice.
stuff. The except for the tripod, which I had.
Very nice.
But I think I got that online for $10 somewhere.
Yeah.
So my point is, for not a lot of money, you can have a video camera that will do everything you need it to do, Or for less money, because you already have the iPhone, start with that. The only challenge with the iPhone is you have to get very, very creative in trying to figure out how you can get it onto a tripod. Because
they have.
they make them,
but
nothing's really,
And sure, you could, if you wanted to, Velcro your phone to your head if you wanted to videotape your motocross bicycle escapades. But this is really nice. What I like about this, if I may,
please
throw in an immediate review here. Because I've seen lots of people with GoPros. The guy that I gave the selfie stick to is GoPro guy. Now he's just everywhere with the GoPro. But the shape of them, the boxy or rather flat shape of them, doesn't lend itself to holding it in your hand very comfortably or putting it on the sides of things like on your helmet. But this is the shape of this. This is a flat, long thing as opposed to the box that the GoPro is. I really like
theory, George, what I'm thinking is that while the GoPro, I think, has a lot of benefit, and I'm not here to judge one or the other because I actually haven't used a GoPro myself, and I know a lot of people who have. What I can say is that I believe that the majority of people listening to this show are going to be filming themselves doing sort of video vignettes, right? Little stories.
Sure.
And while, you could be doing your video story at 30 miles an hour down, a mountain on a bike, I think that most of the time our folks are going to be standing somewhere in a nice scene, whether it's in their office or by the beach, which I often do, or by the pool, which I often do, and or wherever the moment strikes me. If I see something beautiful while I'm driving down the road, sometimes I just stop, pull over, and film a quick video. But what I like is that this is more sort of appropriate for my needs as somebody trying to film a quick 30-second to 2-minute, video snippet. Maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes, a good video.
I'm gonna wear that on my hat.
You can. What I didn't bring are all the different, clamps and devices. It also comes with a whole mess of different ways to attach it to, like, all different things. So it's pretty cool. And again, it's not. No offense, Sony, but it's not the highest quality camera. But you don't need a production quality camera to do great videos that
upload on YouTube.
That's right. And actually, in some ways, the higher the quality, the tougher it is to upload, because if you have too large a file.
Sure. YouTube has an optimum size and dimension kind of thing that makes things easier if you match it.
So let's talk to some more ideas. Sometimes, if you go to my website, the Gordon Partnership website, gordonpartnership.com or gordonpartnershipgroup.com, both of them the same. If you go to that website, you'll see a whole section where I have video interviews with tons of folks, and I have photographs with an inordinate amount. I mean, I don't have them all up because after a while it just gets crazy. And people go, where do you know these people? How do you? Well, some of them I've worked with, and some of them I've met through other people I've worked with. But if you don't have access to that kind of personality, right? But you want to, just use trade shows.
Sure.
Go to events and ask that person if they'll allow you to have a very quick interview. Remember, the person doing a trade show or the person speaking in front of a room is selling something. And so if you say to them, can I have a 30-second interview or a 60-second interview at a convenient time, not while they're speaking, then often they'll say yes, because your information helps promote them. Your video promotes their business. And so you can just take that, and then often what will happen is you could share that content. You could say to that person, George, I'll be happy to email you a copy of that video. And sometimes you'll find your video on their site because they did a really good job, and at the same time, they're going to put a link back to your site, and that's great too. All right, so sharing is good. Sharing is caring. Here's another thing. I am big on video tutorials. Right? We just talked about how this weekend I started, and you agreed by talking about the fact that when I found myself stumped on how to replace the filter inside the air handler, because I had never looked at this particular air handler before. I went online, I started to read the manual, and my head went like, boom, it was going to explode.
Sure.
So I go, okay, why would I want to read where the screws are and how to open this thing up when I can have somebody physically show me?
Sure.
So,
I mean, 50% of the absorption time, at least, because they're showing you, you've got somebody basically telling you, which is what you would be doing while you were reading it, but then what you're seeing is the example.
So
it's twice
right.
the information.
And so here's the interesting thing. So I come out from the office and I say to Lori, wow, that was really easy. And she said, well, that's great. And I said, this is brilliant. So here's this guy, and he was he owned an HVAC company in Texas. So being that I live in Florida, well, unfortunately, I wasn't going to be able to use him for services, but what a great way, right? So for his local market, this guy's out there and he's giving small tips, giving away information to gain the trust of the audience. And so if I lived there and I needed it and I just moved to that area of Texas and I am watching this video and I'm thinking, here's a guy who just showed me how to do something that he might charge me for, I'm thinking that's pretty solid, right? Mm-hmm. And if I needed HVAC work, I might call that guy. I mean, there's probably good likelihood I would have.
Sure.
So brilliant. Give away some content. It's okay. You don't have to guard every secret. In fact, people will build a large trust when you give things away, and they're going to come back to you.
A lot of people trust me.
All right. And the next tip is very, very similar to what I just said, which is also just to demonstrate how to use your product. This is really good for startups, anybody launching a new product. Demonstrating it allows people to do what I did, which is to go there and research. I did that exact thing.
Sure.
I was having a problem pairing the monitor and the video camera.
Okay.
And I was reading it, and for some reason it just wasn't doing what it was supposed to do in written form.
So you kicked it.
I did not kick it.
Okay, that's what I would have done.
No, not good. Not for technology. But what I did do is I went to YouTube and I found 3 or 4 videos, 1 or 2 by people that were not related to the company, but probably had the same challenge I had and felt like, hey, now that I figured it out, let me save some other poor schlemiel like Steve the time. And in 1 minute and 38 seconds, I go, oh, push that button. And, that was it. And so I am thankful. But I also went to the corporate website. Just to see. So I watched 2 or 3 videos to make sure I was doing it right. And that was it. And then, boom, worked. Videos are a great way to interact with your customers.
Okay.
People don't think about it. But, when somebody puts up a comment,
okay.
maybe an accolade, maybe a complaint. Right?
Maybe.
Or sometimes
or
people
troll.
Sometimes people on the internet, we know, they get on social media sites like YouTube or Facebook or some of these other sites, and they complain about you or about your product or your company. And what a great way, instead of just writing back, although please, you have to go out there and check yourself, Google yourself constantly to see what's going on and what people are saying. But at the same time, make sure that when you're doing that, if you see that there's somebody who said something either positive or negative, instead of just writing a reply, why not put a quick video up so that there's a face to the corporate name? Often we buy, I buy stuff online all the time. And sometimes Lori will go, well, how do you know that company? And I go, I don't, but I read the reviews and people seem pretty happy. But I particularly like shopping from companies. Like I bought some supplements online recently, and I saw the husband and wife that own this company. They were a nice young couple up in Atlanta, and I mean they seemed to be nice, and they have this little video with their children playing in the background. And I thought, okay, you know what? These are real human beings. This isn't just like I mean, maybe it is a warehouse somewhere, but at the end of the day, I felt like I connected with this couple, and so much so that I said, "Lori, look at this couple. They're really they're a sweet couple. They're cute, And I end up actually writing to the owner of the company, and I invited him on the show, and he said, "I'm very shy." And I said, "Well, don't be shy. Their company was great, and you know what? Absorb Health. I'm going to give them a little shout out because they were great, and even if he doesn't want to be on the show, I think that we should give them a little plug because they were great and the product came on
Don't
time.
be shy. We're nice.
Yeah, don't be shy.
Steve doesn't ambush people much.
Sometimes, but not everybody. Just you, George.
That's right.
Here's another thing. Do you remember? How could you not? The ice bucket challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I didn't do it.
well,
I just want to
you're the one.
confess that I'm the one.
No, I'm the other one.
Okay.
Right. but millions and millions of people did, and
Yeah.
even if we didn't do it, it didn't matter. Everybody got shouted out. Right.
Yeah.
So this was the ultimate in tapping into the use of the power of tapping into the masses of people. Right. So what a great way to use your videos, right? To
Sure.
grow information. So you could do a lot of things, but here's one, for example. How about running a video contest,
Okay.
right? And your video contest could be a couple things. It could be where they have to do something and make a video about your product or your service or something, and share it on social media, and then maybe tag you back so you can pick the winner. It could be something like the Ice Bucket Challenge, where everybody sort of had to, the power of 3 or 5 or whatever it was. It's sort of like that movie Pay It Forward, where, the kid says, listen, I'm going to just pay, instead of paying it back, I want you to just pay this favor forward to 3 people that you don't know. And 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, and boom, pretty soon it's pretty massive.
Crazy.
It is
Totally.
crazy. The other thing, when I started doing videos years ago, yeah, they weren't so good. But
What are you getting at?
But at the same time, they were one-offs, as I call them. And by that I mean I would have an idea, and I go, oh, I want to share this idea with whoever's watching back then.
Mm-hmm.
But I've realized that if you take a cue from, say, television, right? What do they do every week on these, drama series? A lot of times they leave you hanging, right? Look at the HBO, right?
Cliffhangers, man.
I used to love some of the HBO series, but they used to drive me crazy because I didn't want to have to wait a whole week to find out, what happened.
Sure.
If you create a series of videos where you might answer, give maybe bring up a problem and then give a solution to that problem, but then maybe allude to the fact that, well, that leads us to another problem.
Okay.
And I'll be getting to that in my next video. So it leaves people wanting more.
Teaser.
But at the end of the day, it's a great way to keep people interested because you're giving away content, you're developing a rapport, you're developing a following, you're developing people to think, wow, that guy George, what a nice guy. He's honest. He's giving us information.
He really is.
But at the end of the day, it also will allow people to trust you when it comes time to ask for the sale, whatever that might be. So you want to create several videos that sort of deal with certain topics, criteria, and you plan that each video is going to sort of follow or continue from the last one, and you want to do it in a logical sequence. So what you don't want to do is just to film the video and go, ooh, now what? You want to sort of plan a series in advance and then film, and you don't have to film them all at the same time, but you do have to sort of know where you're going.
Okay.
So give yourself a roadmap. Is there anything here we talked about that's really extremely difficult yet?
Not yet.
Well, it's not getting tougher. Here's another thing. I believe that data and information is king, and having a good list of people that are followers is king in today's society, right? That's where the money's at. If you have a good list of potential customers, that's gold. Right. So how do you grow that list? Well, one way you could do that is to use your videos to grow your email list. So, all right, I'm going to give you all a little secret. All right. This is not a secret, but it's a secret. So when you go to CEOistic.com and you watch my little 1.5-minute video where I tell you that I'm going to share my new book with you, and I am, So I am giving you the book for free.
Yes, you are. You did it.
Did you read it yet?
I read it.
Okay, there you go, Mr. Sharma.
Sharma.
There you go. The nose. I knew you. I just wanted to just check a second time.
There will be a quiz.
That was it. That was it right there. But here's the deal. All I do is I ask you for your name and your email address. And so I realize that every person who visits my website is not going to put their name and their email address into the little box because they know that that means they're subscribing to my email list. But anybody who wants the content. So the video is me telling you why you should download the book and what you're going to get. So in a minute and a half, I'm telling you, look, I'm going to share with you the one secret technique that I've used over and over and over again that has earned me over years, millions of dollars personally. And I tell you that this is something that everybody ought to be doing, and it's something simple, and it's something that I will teach you, and you can learn. And I've taught a lot of people how to do this, and I've learned from other people, and it works, and it will definitely increase. Don't give it away. But did you find value?
Sure, absolutely. Although I gotta confess, I'm pretty good at that, using
Technique.
some of those techniques. But you gave me some examples,
Right.
that were very useful. And you can't learn that too much. I don't believe that's an important thing.
It's a big deal. And you know what? There's a lot of people that go, well, I just can't do that, or I'm not really good at that.
You're not really trying.
I hope I didn't just shut my mic off because I
No,
just pushed something on the bottom.
I taped them up.
Okay, good.
It's Steve proof.
All right, good. So I just pushed something and I heard a click. So what you want to do is create a quick video, 2, 3, 4 minutes. You checking to see for sure? It's going. Okay, good. And then you want to
Murphy's Law.
you want to right, exactly. Then you want to actually embed that video on a web page with what we call an opt-in form, and that's a lesson for another day. But it's not that hard to do. I'll throw another plug. I use a great piece of software called Best Squeeze Page.
Okay.
Or Best Squeeze Pages, one of those two.com, and you pay an annual fee, and then it lets you create what they call squeeze pages, which are one-page websites that you can put on your own domain, and they give you all the tools to create the opt-in box and upload your videos, and it's all there. It's very cookie cutter, but you make it yours. So they give you the templates, and hundreds of them, and then you just sort of make those templates your own.
Okay.
So it's not hard to do. You just got to go out there and or ask your friends because they can do it, or just contact me as a consultant. I'll be happy to help you. And then you can drive traffic to that opt-in page just by putting links up on your social media, your Facebook page, your Twitter feed, LinkedIn, and asking people to not only go there, but to share with their friends. Sure. We talked earlier about making your videos personal. We love, I'm using a lot of great examples, but and I'm giving a lot of shout outs and plugs today. We have to go back and watch this so I know who to tag. But look at Flo, right? I even know her name.
Okay.
Flo, the Progressive insurance woman, right?
Yeah.
We love her, right? We don't really, a lot of people don't know who she is. She's a professional comedian, but if you asked me at gunpoint her real name, I wouldn't know.
No.
But, and I'm sorry, Flo. But what I do know, she'd laugh into the bank. She could care less. I don't know her real name, right? But here's the thing: we relate to her, right? And so when she does, that's only that commercial is a video. It could easily be on a website. They just choose to put it on TV. But my point is, whether it was the Budweiser frogs earlier in our life, or Flo, or the guy from Dunkin' Donuts who's like, gotta get up and make the donuts, right?
Yeah, all
that stuff. We relate to these people because they're real. Right? And so be yourself, be personal, be personable when you're out there, and let your audience sort of know who you are. And don't try to be somebody you're not, because if they end up working with you, they're going to realize they didn't get what they thought they were going to get. Let people buy what you are, who you are. Does that make sense?
Got it. It does. Now you just got me thinking about all these characters, like Mr. Whipple.
Right,
because of the toilet paper.
Oh, going back to back to my book. Right, so that's good. That was very good.
Curse you, Steve.
I see, but I'm in your head now.
Yeah.
Get inspired. Find interesting stuff. You be creative. Try to be first. Also, if there's some kind of new social media out there, don't be afraid that nobody's there. If somebody had to post the first couple of videos to YouTube and the first couple of videos to Facebook when nobody was there, but down the road, those first videos got lots of views because they were the first videos. So,
Sure.
be out there, be early adapters. Try to find interesting topics that relate to both yourself and to your audience.
Okay.
And I know some of this sounds really simple, but I want you to walk away from here going, all right, I can do this. Not like there's two things you should be thinking. Do I want to do this, and can I do this? Yes, you want to do this. Now you're going, well, all right, how hard is it to do? And so I'm trying to make you feel today that it's not that difficult.
You made
So
a point. Everybody has a phone was one of the first points you made.
here's something else you can do. YouTube, right? Great search engine. Also great for letting you know people's personal behaviors in terms of search, right? So you can use YouTube's sort of suggests to get an idea what people are looking at. So you start typing in, maybe sales techniques, right? And then from there, then you can drive down, and it might say sales techniques for software professionals, for real estate professionals, and then you could click on something that's your industry. So if you're in the software industry, then you could click on software, and then it could be sales techniques for software professionals who sell to hospitals, who sell to doctors, who sell to lawyers. And so you can start to see, and the higher up the ranking, right, that tells you what people are looking for. So if you are trying to teach software salespeople how to be better salespeople, and you want to attract the largest audience, all you got to do is let YouTube, for example, tell you what videos people are looking for most, and that's a great starting point. Here's another thing. Choose different words. Maybe you are talking about how to make money, right?
Okay.
But there's other words for money: cash, moolah, cashola,
Sure.
bling, cha-ching, whatever. So you could put those words in there and see kind of what pops up in the search criteria that's similar.
Mm-hmm.
And that could also be a guide. Also, you can use what we call sort of the generic or the wildcard search, which is
Okay.
the asterisk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could say software sales or star asterisk software sales and see what comes up in that word: medical, legal, whatever. Again, you let technology be your friend and guide you
Okay.
down the path. Here's another thing. We start this show every week the same way, right? We have a planned entrance and we have a planned exit, which
Yes,
we're
we
about
do.
to get to soon. And before we do, it's important if you're doing a video that you might want to start your video by saying something. I mean, I would say, "Hi, it's Steve Gordon, and maybe host of CEOMANSHIP Radio. Today's, don't forget to watch today. We're going to be talking about how to use video marketing on SoFloRadio.com. Tune in at our new time, 12 noon. Once again, Steve Gordon, founder of, Gordon Partnership Group, or whatever it is, right? But always be the same. That allows people to bond to you. So my phone just went off, although it didn't ring. It still went off. I got to leave it in my.
You're a popular guy.
I know.
It's okay. Me too. Mine went off twice during the show.
Oh, mine only
Mine
went
might
off once.
be more popular. I don't know.
Do something really unpredictable sometimes too.
Oh boy, don't tell me that.
Well, maybe not you. That's right.
Yeah.
But it's important that if you try to do something that kind of catches your audience off guard a little bit. Now, if you're a very serious professional, then maybe a little quirky, not too much. But if
To this point, I usually start throwing things.
okay, well, whatever it is, George,
Nothing handy. You're lucky.
nothing handy. Well, there's that back scratcher behind you that you could swap me.
Yeah.
with.
No.
I had a lot more content I wanted to share with you today, but time is running against us today. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put together another of my ebook series, and I'll give that out to our subscribers. I'll send it out to you with some more of these tips because they're really good. And one of the things I love about ebooks, by the way, is that you can embed video or audio into your ebook. So you could, like one of the things we're going to do with Lori is she's going to write her cookbook and then sell it as an ebook because then she can actually do some videos on each page.
Like demonstrating
Yeah.
how to do this.
Yeah. So stay tuned and visit simplylorigordon.com and subscribe to her
Could
newsletter.
she
for
show
that.
me how to fold food?
Yeah,
That's
just let her
really
keep
good.
sending stuff down on Mondays.
That's good.
George, we've hit the post on this one once again. And
We
so
sure have.
thank you all for watching, for listening, for being great audience and great fans. You know, we love you. We appreciate you coming in each week. Please continue to send your emails with comments. Go to CEOMANSHIP and GordonPartnership.com and leave us your comments and share. Meanwhile, George, have a great week.
Thank you, Steve.
It's been a pleasure. I love Mondays.
My best to the missus. Thank you for the.
Yeah, those are great. Those are really delicious. I'm not going to tell the audience what they are because they're not 100%
Smells
healthy.
great. I'm getting hungry sitting here.
Yeah, you know, every week I bring in the non-healthy stuff for you. Anyway, come back next Monday at our new time, noon. Replays at 6 p.m. Eastern on SoFloRadio.com. Have a great week, everybody.
From high atop 1926 Hollywood Boulevard, you're listening to SoFloRadio.com.